Yo, we back, y'all.
We back.
Rollo TV.
Bridging the gap.
Bridging the gap.
Rollo TV. We back for another episode.
Yes, sir.
Yo, a lot has happened, man.
What's going on, man?
A lot has happened, man. We got Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Facing charges, man.
Yeah, he been kind of over aggressive,
Overzealous.
Yeah, dudes is bringing charges on him.
Yeah,
you know. But Dwight been doing a little funny stuff, man. You know.
And this is finally.
It don't really make no sense, man. But you know, he been doing a lot of funny stuff, man.
You know what somebody told me? It's like, yo, imagine like if you could have all the women that you ever wanted. After a while, you'll be like,
yeah. But you notice these kind of men who are like very successful have access to many women,
tens of thousands of women.
Right, like Puffy, you know, he's another one, and you know,
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons don't want no women, man. Yeah, he's straight. You know, he's straight like men, man. He ain't now Richard Simmons. No, but I'm talking about. And that's a funny thing to me. Mm. All my life, I love girls. I love women, man. Yeah. You know, I couldn't see myself all of a sudden take the interest off women into men. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. Bro, yo, remember I told you the story? Like when I was in second grade and my wife was in my class. We had the same teacher. Okay. And my wife, she used to say to me, she said, "Yeah, you and this other guy, we used to be in the class, said, yeah, y'all should be trying to look on the girl's dress." I said, yeah, that might have been me. You know, because I always like girls.
Really and truly, like, you know, it don't make no damn sense.
Right, it don't make no sense, man. So I can't see myself like just like, nah, I can't.
One of my guys was like, dog, these dudes have had so many women they can't count. So yeah, but they had a point.
But how would that make you want to be interested in a man?
I don't know,
man. Two scores.
And the man, when I looked up the man, when I looked up the dude, the accuser's IG, it was a tranny, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It was a
tranny.
And see, all that is pushing that movement with the tranny, because the tranny always want to be.
They not pushing no movement. This nigga really like this. He love it. Yeah. Nobody with no money made him do that. He wanted to do that. And he got 6 kids, and all 6 of the baby moms like, damn. Yeah, we couldn't keep him happy.
I don't know.
He needed.
and you know your boy, Young Buck is in there too, man.
Bruh, it's a lot of them.
A lot of these cats, man.
It's a lot of them.
They switch hitters, man.
This shit needs to stop.
It needs to stop.
This shit needs to
stop this switch hitting.
Yo,
if you're gonna be one way, be one way.
Nah, these niggas.
It's all that switch hitting.
These niggas playing Uno.
It's against God. It's against principles and values.
They playing Uno with the reverse card. So look, OG.
What, man?
Look, OG.
Yo.
The problem is, this is the problem, bro. Stop laughing. I'm being serious right now. I'm MLK.
Okay, man.
I'm MLK on the joint.
Okay, man. Go ahead, man.
This shit would all be stopped if the women would not accept it.
True.
Let's talk about that. These women is like still fucking these niggas.
Right. You
know he like that.
Yeah.
And you still
and it's like you seeing red flags, but
come on.
No, he
got money.
He really you seeing the red flags, right?
He loves
and you
me.
say, but he loves me, and
my God.
no, he just wouldn't do that. But the red flags is there.
Come on.
He's putting on your lingerie, and he's in the mirror more than you, and
I'm terrified.
Come on, the red flags is there. You know,
come on.
I'm
terrified.
And you can't say you don't see that.
I'm terrified for real, man.
It is, man. It's crazy out here. I'm telling you, man.
I just didn't know that, like, all right. I grew up. I'm a '90s baby, man.
Right.
'90s babies. This shit wouldn't even be possible.
Right. But
now, 2023, going on 2024, it's like, okay, they got the famous Hispanic dude, Bad Bunny. He kissed a dude in the mouth on stage. And he still got all the female fans wanting him. Man. So I don't understand what's going on with that psychology.
But you got to understand, this society is promoting this sort of behavior. You know, you understand? They promote this behavior, so people just try. It becomes normalized to some people, but to us who know better and don't really participate in that kind of behavior, you know, it's like, yo, it's an abomination. It's not right. Now they might say to me, hey man, they might say, hey, who are you to say this, blah blah blah. But hey, listen, man, you know, I'm speaking for my moral values and who I am as a man. You know, I am proud to be a masculine man. You know, I don't want to be, be butt broken or demasculated as a man. You know, so I mean, I'm speaking from a point of a man. You know, and I like women. I God gave the woman to man to love and to cherish, and and she built a certain way different from me. Mm-hmm. I'm not interested in a man that got the same thing as me.
That's the part that makes me confused even more, right? Is this dude, right? Dwight Howard's accuser was the most daintiest little man that he could ever find. You know what I'm saying? He was wearing a dress. So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
top model. So it's like he wants a man that's feminine. I don't get that shit. Well, if you gay, just be gay. You want a feminine man.
Right. Well, most of them I call them transformers. Transformers. They are acting as a woman. This is how they are. They consider themselves as being women. So I'm not surprised that the daintiness and all that feminine sort of energy, because they thinking themselves to be women,
So were you surprised when the news came out or not?
I was kind of disappointed because I was disappointed. Like, dang man, the white man, too, man. Like, come on, bro. Come on. And then it got to the point. They were talking about this years ago with him. But all of a sudden it came out and he had to really address it.
Yeah, to say
and then last time I heard him say, why is everybody worried about what I do in my bedroom and blah 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 and this and that? Yo, you're a celebrity, man. You and you bringing that out to people, so people gonna talk. So listen, it is what it is, man. We living in a crazy world, man.
The fact that these dudes could do this type of shit and get with the most beautiful woman that ever walked the earth.
Right.
That's just like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I'm lost.
Because I'm lost. My whole thing is this. I think a woman is God's creation in all her beauty and all her everything. And to touch and caress and to feel on a woman, that's a beautiful thing.
That's sacred.
It's sacred.
Yeah.
Wow. I just can't fathom touching a man. Mm-hmm. Even if you say you are transformer. Mm-hmm. No, I can't. The fact knowing that you are not really a real woman, but you're a man, but you might have the certain parts of a woman. No, it's just. No, I can't fathom that,
This shit give me a heart.
Yeah,
my heart is beating.
But this is the world we live in, and this is what society is promoting, because now Dwight Howard, in his way, he gave them a win.
Oh,
because
sure.
Yeah, he gave them a win because they kept saying that we want to date heterosexual men.
Yeah.
Quote
unquote. That
quote
ain't
unquote.
No damn heterosexual.
But he ain't heterosexual to me. Listen. Back in my day, he said, hey, listen, if you mess with a transsexual, use a transsexual. You mess with a man,
you gay.
You gay.
Simple.
Right. And it's no turning around.
Ain't no hokey pokey.
And it's just like dudes talking about, I'm what do they call bisexual? Like yeah. I like men and women. If you mess with a man, you gay.
That's it.
That's it.
One size fits all.
Thank you. So I don't agree with this. You know, going back. Oh well, you know. Oh, I got a feeling for men. I got a feeling for women. No, you're gay.
Yeah, that's
you know. When you even have even having the thought or the desire of a man, you're gay.
Yeah, facts.
Come on, man.
Right? But bro, OG, you ain't seen the video yet because I ain't posted. But the video that I just shot last weekend, I went downtown Atlanta, Cheshire Bridge Road, man. Cheshire Bridge, all the gays know apparently. I didn't know until I Googled gay clubs in Atlanta. This interview was all about how do gay men know that they're gay. So I was going up to gay men and asking like, so how did you know? What was the day in your life where you realized you're different from everybody else? And these gay dudes, one of them, which was a bisexual, he was telling me like, I know about 15, 14, I was different. And he was like, I'm not gay though. I'm bisexual.
See.
I was like,
that's denial.
I was like,
you in denial. How can you say that you're not?
But this the thing that fucked me up, right? This nigga proceeded to tell me, he was like, he now 28. He was proceeding to tell me how if his money had been right and shit had went his way, he wouldn't be gay. He'll be a straight man. He said, I want a house, I want a dog, I want kids, I want all of that. I want the dream.
So I'm confused.
But in the meantime, this nigga is a city girl. Till he finesses a bag out of other gay niggas.
And he uses the reason why, because he doesn't have money or whatever, and he
justifies it. It's like,
and he's
like, I'm doing what I gotta do until I become.
Oh, come on.
That shit's
you know something. You understand? You can justify anything. You can take something and believe it in your mind and justify anything. That doesn't make rational sense.
It doesn't.
You know?
Because how's that guy supposed to get a wife now? And then how's she supposed to trust him? And you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga did a lot.
Right.
He did a lot. But something about our women, man, they don't just accept this shit. And I'm just so lost. I'm not. Because look, let's be real. If Future came out, we found out a story about Future that was crazy.
Right.
I know he would still have bitches. A lot of them.
Yeah, they'd be like,
a lot.
Somebody said, well, it's Future. He got 7 kids. It don't matter. It does matter.
To them, it don't.
But it matters.
And we are a new age in this world now where it don't matter, bro. The women of this
don't
era,
accept that. That's unacceptable, man.
Maybe the women of your era, but the women of my era are saying loud and clear, hey, it doesn't matter.
But I had women in my era that had those beliefs too.
They did?
Listen.
Tell me the story of one that did.
Listen. You had women who knew that their man was doing certain things with men too. And some of them accepted that.
What year was
so I mean, growing up, man, it's historical, man.
Like Little Richard?
It's just like Little Richard and people like that, man. Little Richard was used to say, I was men and with women, this and that. So the women that he was dealing with, they knew that he messed with men too, So this is not something that's just out of, this is something that has been happening since the beginning of time, all right? Actually, when you want to go back, you're talking about in Roman history, how and Greeks, how they used to have little young boys, and they made an agreement with the family to raise that child and
but that's white people. I thought
but I'm saying white people, most of that behavior comes from Europeans.
Like Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, that stuff comes from Europeans because they were the ones who were come to Europe, into Africa and America, and molesting boys and raping men and doing all that stuff. Doing
the Catholic Church.
Yeah, the Catholic. They promoted that, and just like I was looking at Tariq Nasheed's butt breaking, and it gives a history of how that was doing it, and was based on to get that slave who was sort of rebellious and everything, to get him in submission. And they would do it openly in front of his family and the other slaves, where these men would, white men would literally rape this man, in front of his family, Because you got, and then I'm telling you another thing about the Europeans. To them, they did that for pleasure, and they messed with women to appropriate to make children. But they always went both ways. You know, they did, be with the man, for that pleasure part, and then they would be with the women to have children. So that's a European, ideology, concept, and behavior. Because black people were not doing that. Mm-hmm. We were not doing that, But what happened as time went on, when you accept the oppressor's ways and want to be like him, you fall into all that sinful and all that unnatural ways, Mm-hmm. But in Africa, black people wasn't with men and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure it was probably happening, but it wasn't as open as when the Europeans came, and they really you gotta look at that CD Buck Breaking. It goes into the deep history. I got the CD that home.
Check it out.
Let you check it out. It's deep, man. It's deep. And how even today they use those ways to buck break black men. Not in such a way, but like in controlling them, and making sure that they do certain things, on jobs and everything like that. So it goes deep, man. It goes deep. It goes real deep. But that is the process they use, because they understand that the black man, he is the original man of the planet, and he's strong. So the best way to control him is to emasculate him. So that's why when you see dudes out there, black men particularly out there shaking and carrying on, they accept that. Even in the workforce, men who are masculine, they have the hardest time in the workforce. Those who are emasculated, they get an easy way.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's a fact. That's a fact in the workforce.
A lot of people watching this may not be black men, and y'all may not understand our experience and what it's like to be a masculine black man in a white dominated
society.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's you are going to run into roadblocks.
Yes.
We're not saying this of any position of bias, but this is both of our shared experience. Mm-hmm. So if you walk upright, if you walk with a sense of dignity, or like, oh, I'm not just a dude boy. Right. It's looked at as problematic. In
problematic. You're a troublemaker.
That's why I work for myself. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I left that shit a long time ago. And
something, when I look at my history of working, that I've always had that problem, because it's not that just the way I carry myself in a dignified and masculine way. And even when I speak, like a friend of mine told me, he said, V, you don't have to say nothing, but just the way you carry yourself is a threat. Mm-hmm. And when a black man's masculine, walking his masculine, he's a threat in this society. Mm-hmm. And that's just a fact. Always. He could be 5'2", Tom Thumb. But if he's black, he's a threat.
Mm-hmm. If he's masculine
and black, he's a threat. If
you're feminine,
right. That you're gonna get accepted, and that's a fact. We're not talking no truth.
Shout out to Tyler Perry, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry got on, doing what the fuck he had to do. He got on.
Listen, I don't even want to get into that about that dress, because you know how I feel about that. To me, I don't care how much money you got and this and that. Denzel ain't never put on a dress, right? Mm-hmm. Dave Chappelle never put on a dress. Yeah. Imagine they come to Denzel putting on a dress. Denzel gonna give him like, me dress? He gonna give one of them Denzel nuances, like, nah, man, I ain't with that. Mm-hmm. So everybody don't have to do that. Some of these dudes do it because they choose to do it. So But that's a way of emasculating men.
Right? With the whole
but this has been going on since the 20th century.
The part of it that fucked me up with the whole Dwight situation is, I thought a lot of dudes do that because of financial incentive. But Dwight Howard is a millionaire, and he's still.
Well, you see, you got to understand. Those are the most people that's controlled. Me and you are more freer than those people because their money is tied into the. Like I said, it's tied into the system. So the system controls them and has them like, okay, you need to do certain such thing, else we're gonna cut off this from you.
So hold on, you think Dwight is being controlled by the system, or he just like that? He's just a dirty dog.
I think it's both. I think it's both. I think he's controlled by the system, and I think that's something he wants to do because he's weird, man. He's weird. He's been doing weird stuff, just weird stuff.
His whole life.
That's coming up. No, coming out while he's he's been in the NBA. Like,
and tell me what you were saying off camera earlier about his child.
His son, one of his sons. I don't know which. I think 10 or 11 or something like that. He was touching a younger kid, and they found out about it. And he can't be around certain kids. He can't be around kids. It was in the news a few months ago.
That's just
scary. And like they kind of push it under the rug,
How did you find that out?
Well, I saw it on something. I saw it on YouTube or something like that.
The White House kid.
Yeah, his son.
So his son was touching another younger boy.
Yeah, touching a younger kid. He's older. And he was touching the kid.
Man, bro, I'm gonna kill.
But
somebody.
I'm
gonna kill somebody if I have a son.
That's
what
but you see something like that somewhere. When you see people that do that kind of stuff, they seen that done or it was done to them, and that's where I think a lot of times that confuses a child in their sexuality, because when you're not ready to experience certain things, there's certain things in life you're supposed to experience, puberty and girlfriend, boyfriends, and certain things. But when you start seeing stuff at a very young age, it can affect your sexuality of how you view women, how you view men, and everything like that. So when children, that's why I say with this going on in this society now with this LPG thing, they trying to expose kids to transgender and pedophilia and all this stuff while they're young, and get their minds conditioned to that stuff.
You be killing me when you say that. You said LPG.
LPG,
it's
LLL.
It's LGBT.
Gay,
just
gay
so y'all
organization.
know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to say gay, lesbian, queer organization. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm old school. So I'm just saying, I can't say what I really say because then
then we gonna get banned.
Dave, I can't say that. I don't want to get a shout out.
That was the word in 2000.
Back in the day,
Not no more.
Yeah, we can't say certain things. Damn. But listen, to me, what goes in a person's bedroom, that's their business. Yeah. But when you try to impose this upon society and upon people who really don't want this, that's where the problem comes in. Because everybody should have freedom of choice, freedom of speech, and should have a certain freedom. So I don't have to, because I don't believe this, whatever, because of my spiritual or religious beliefs, it's not right for you to try to force this upon me in society. So that's where I have a problem. Whatever man or woman do in a bedroom, that's their personal business. That's between you and God, as far as I'm concerned. But when you try to impose this upon society, and when you try to impose this upon children, because children's minds are young, they're dealing with, when you get school-age kids and they're young, 5 and 6 years old, they're trying to deal with school, they're trying to deal with just being a child. And then you thrust these other things upon them. I don't agree with that, I just don't agree with it.
Would you say, I could kind of see this as karma, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like in a weird roundabout way, Dwight Howard has how many baby mothers?
About 7, yeah.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of women,
and that's another thing.
A lot of women, let me get to it though.
Yeah,
a lot of these women will run after anybody who has money.
Yes.
They don't know the dude
Right.
But they just want the dude that got the money.
Money, yeah. You don't know nothing about his character.
This is karma coming back around.
Yeah, it is.
Because you just wanted the financial security over virtue.
Right.
You think that money is better than virtue.
Right.
Now your kids are going through challenges that they should have.
Thank you. They shouldn't even have to deal with.
But that's what the decision that you made.
Right.
And you got to sit through it.
Right.
And now they're sitting down, all 6 of them, like, shit.
Yeah.
Nigga gay.
Right.
Like, what we gonna do for the next 10 years?
Right. Right.
How am I gonna tell my daughter, like?
Right.
Because they're gonna see this one day.
Of course.
This is poetic justice, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I can't go after the girl who got the fattest ass.
Right.
Because if I have a kid with the girl with the fattest ass, now she could be fucking thrown off. Yeah. And I gotta deal with a daughter that.
Right. And you know what it is? Okay. Because people are so selfish, they don't think before they do things. You know, they have children and they don't think about the consequences that's gonna come when you have that child. And I think when you have children, you have to be an example to your children. You have to raise your children in a way that is healthy, mentally, spiritually, physically, and everything like that. And what's happening in this society, you have a lot of men who are impregnating women, and these women in return are not raising their children right. I've never heard so many women say that I don't want to be a mother. I'm tired of kids. I want to. They're trying to put the kids off on the grandparents or put it off on somebody else in the family. Oh, I just want to live my life. When you become a mother, you know, it's not about you anymore. It's about your child. But you have a lot of self-centered, entitled women that are having children and not really thinking about the child. They're only thinking about themselves. Or what can I get from this child? I can get child support. I can get this and this and that, you know? But it's not about you. So that's what we have. That's the problem we have in the society. One of the problems is that you have women who are having children that they really don't want to raise these children. They really don't want these children. They see these children as, in some cases, as a paycheck and everything like that. Man. So close your legs. Stop having children. Stop having children if you know that you're not willing to be a parent. And that's what it really boils down to. Nobody's forcing you to have a relationship with that man. If you don't want a child, do the things that you know that you should do. Stop having sex. Stop doing that. And knowing that if you have children, be willing to deal with the responsibility of raising that child properly, because that child is a reflection of you and what you do. So, you know, really, that's it. You know, that's what we're dealing with.
I like that you said that, man, because like recently in these last couple weeks, past weeks, months, I've been looking at myself and deep diving, like, damn, bro, like doing what you're doing is not ideal. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, if something was to happen in this said scenario, where I now all of a sudden I have a child on the way, it's not ideal because you weren't being intentional. You was out here having fun and playing games.
Right.
So it's like, is that good character? That's not good character.
That's not good decision making, because if you know that you're just out here for fun, then you protect yourself.
If you protect yourself, you're not 100% protected.
You're not 100% protected.
So
then
you
need to practice abstinence.
A man of character is intentional, because he's not just
a man of character is not going to
do stuff.
Right, he's just not going to
do it when it's needed.
Right. He's not going to just single-handedly just go out and just do it. Right, he got a plan. You know and most unfortunately most men don't have a plan. And the plan doesn't include having children when they're not ready. And so that's why you have a lot of reckless brothers out here running around having kids and think that nothing of it. You know, and then you have the women, well, I'm just a baby mama. You know, I'm gonna be a single parent. Like single parenthood is like it's supposed to be so popular and so good. No, being a single parent is not a good thing. Mm-hmm. You need that man. You need a family structure to raise that child. The child needs both parents. They don't need the father living here and the mother living there. They need a family structure. And if you're not willing to say, you know something, when I came along, when a woman got pregnant, the parents would say, hey, listen, you're going to marry my daughter. Mm-hmm. And you had to marry her. Mm-hmm. Because they understood the importance of having a family structure. And it was considered an embarrassment to the family for you to be having a child out of wedlock with no husband. Yeah. So, excuse me. So, if you're not, you know, what it's unfortunate, we're living in a very immoral times that people don't think those things are important. And who is mainly affected is the children. It's not you. When you decide to be selfish and I don't want to raise no kids, or you know, you want to have 2 or 3 kids and don't really want to raise them and don't want the fathers to be in their life and everything like that. That's not right. It's not fair to the kids. And the kids are going to suffer. And you see a lot of kids are suffering because of decisions of that, maybe that one night stand, you know, or
that sneaky link.
That sneaky link, or whatever you call it.
A lot of those got sneaky links. Mm-hmm. A lot. You know what I'm saying? Where they think it's just all good. Right. But this shit could affect the next generation. Right. We don't think in terms of generation. Right. We think in terms of this weekend.
This here weekend. And now.
But bruh, like that shit ain't no game.
It ain't no joke.
If you really come out here and make a whole new generation of family that don't fuck with the it's contention, and that's why a lot of times there's no harmony.
No, right, you know right.
Because we just be doing stuff.
Doing things spontaneous.
Doing stuff to do it.
Just spontaneous.
And my mother sat me down and had that conversation with me. She was like, oh, well, if you look at other cultures, they do this. Well, a lot of us, and we African, a lot of us have 2 and 3 women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we think that it's a status symbol. Nobody looks down on it. Right. To have 2 and 3 women that's mothering your children. But guess what? A lot of times in our culture, these children of those sneaky links and side chicks, they grow up hating their siblings because they have a jealousy. Right. They're like, oh, well, my dad showed you more attention. I don't fuck with you.
Right.
Now they can't play team.
They can't play. Right.
And
when they came out of the same
pass away. If that father ever passes away, they're gonna argue at the funeral over who owns what. Right. And the rights to what. Right. So it's like she was just when she told me that, I was just like, damn, I gotta be fucking careful.
You got to be, man.
It's not.
You got to be.
This shit ain't about me.
Right. It's not about. Thank you. It's bigger than you.
It's not.
That's what people don't understand. There's things bigger in this world than your own selfish ways of doing stuff. Mm-hmm. It's not about you. It's about the future. Like you said, what is your offspring that you're producing? You bringing into the world. Yeah. You bringing into the world a child that's not going to be loved, cared, and have the opportunities of being a developed child with both parents, with the father and the mother there. But if you got 2 or 3 kids, you know, a man 2 or 3 kids, you can't be in all of kids' life all at once. And you got 2 or 3 different personalities. Yeah. Women, one woman will say, "Yeah, I want you to be there." The other one don't want you. You know, I don't want you to be there, or I'm gonna take you to court to see. You know, it's a whole bunch of foolishness.
Rigmarole. And these niggas, especially if they get money, oh my God.
Yes.
It's like
and they think that money is gonna I'll just give him money. It's not gonna fix a broken child's heart when their father is not there to see him be there in baseball and doing all this and that. You know something? Nick Cannon, all the kids he got. What I respect about Nick Cannon, he finds a way with all the things he do to be in his kid's life. Now, I don't know how it's going to be because, you know, he got the sickle cell, so, you know, I don't know. But most of the time, he says he tries to involve himself in his kid's life, all right? And I know that's hard because he got about 7, 8 kids or so. But, you know, you got to understand as a man, If you go out there and have these kids, you're responsible for those kids, to be in their life, to be a father to these kids. Now, if you go out there, you think, oh, I got 4 or 5 different women pregnant. Listen, you better find a way to be in those kids' life, because with not, you're going to suffer in the long run. Like you said, you're going to reap what you sow. Yeah. You know. You'd be surprised. Hey, man, most of the homeless men you see out here, you wonder, well, damn, where their family, where their kids? They were never there in their kids' life. So the kids grow up feeling resentment and feeling abandoned by them, and they can see. I'm sure that some child saw their father homeless and just looked past him and kept going, but because of the choices you made.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
I've seen that too.
It's a fact, man.
First-hand experience. I had to go get one of my uncles, man. I had to go to Florida. They sent me down there with a U-Haul to go pick him up. I was like, bruh, where the fuck is his kids at? Like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
But then I realized, okay, like his kids live in a different country. They don't fuck with him. They got money. They got plenty of money. But he not getting shit.
He ain't got nothing.
Because he wasn't their childhood, he wasn't there.
Right. He didn't connect to his kids the way he's supposed to.
Now he's
that's why it's very important.
He has dementia. He's going through all type of health issues.
Right. And there's nobody there to help.
It took his niece, somebody who's not even directly a niece, to say, okay, well, let's try to help him out and see. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if that didn't happen, what the fuck was going to happen to him?
What are you going to do?
It's going to be
he ain't got no... And let me tell you something. I think the worst thing in the world is to die alone as a man. You shouldn't die alone. No man should die alone. You should be able to have your family, your kids, your grandkids. But if you have nothing from nothing leaves nothing, if you haven't invested in your children, haven't invested in your family and doing what's right, this is the consequence. This is the outcome of what's going to happen. You're going to die alone. Yeah. You're going to die with not having full relationships that you should have. You know?
People think they outwitting the game. They think they're smarter than everybody.
Right. Like, you're not outsmarting.
You're not outsmarting shit. It's going to come back around.
It's going to come back around.
It's going to come back around.
What goes around comes around.
Same for the women, same for the men.
Men, right.
So all 6 of Dwight Howard's baby mamas, y'all, hey, I hope y'all having a great time spending his money, but y'all going to deal with that shit in the long run. Right. All the women, all the men that's out here doing some slippery ass shit, being fuck niggas. Hey man, yeah, you're only getting older.
Right,
you're only getting older.
You're getting older.
So
and you know something. One thing I know about getting older, in my experience, as you get older, you want to be around your kids. You want to be around your grandkids. Oh my goodness. You want to be around people who you know your offspring, because you have a different mindset. Man, this is my legacy. This is part of me, and you want to be around them. Yeah. Like, you know, thank God I got 2 daughters. Me and my youngest daughter, we got a little issue, but we're going to work it out. Me and my older daughter, we cool. But I'm glad that I have her there, and I have my grandkids. I have people who generally love me. And my daughter already told me, she said, Daddy, you know, if something ever happened to you, you know, I got you. And I know she will. But I don't look for that, but it's good to know that you got somebody
in this
world that cares enough about you.
This shit cold.
Right. But you sitting up there with 7 kids, and none of your damn kids don't care nothing about you. You're in a bad shape, man.
And it's good talking to you, because I'm only 30, right? And I felt some of that coldness of the world. The world is cold as fuck.
Yeah, it's cold,
but
man.
I can't imagine being twice my age. And the world being just as cold.
Just as cold. And you know what I'm saying? And it don't change. It gets harder, man. I look at things what I should have done when I was young and I didn't do, and I, you know, not that I'm living with regrets, but if I had to do certain things differently, I would have did them differently. But I'm not in a position where I got people who generally care about me and they'll be there for me. But I understand that, you know, my relationship with my children is a very important relationship. My relationship with my grandchildren is very important, you know. because they are an offspring of me, you know, and you know how I treat them and how I interact with them, you know, they're going to say, hey, you know something? My dad was there, my grandfather was there, you know, this and that. So as you know, as a man gets older, he wants to know that, listen, that he sowed good seed and that you're going to reap the harvest, you know, of the good seed, you know? Just like a man father, he works and this and that. And when his kids get grown, you know, they celebrate him. They make sure that, hey, listen, that car he might have wanted, all of them, you know, they realize that, hey, he didn't make the money that they made. Your sons, you send your sons, your daughters to college, they making $100,000, this and that. You couldn't probably make $100,000, but you worked and you sacrificed to make sure they went to school. And not saying that kids are beholden, they should be, the parents should be holding to their kids. But if your kids is raised right, they saw the sacrifice and thing you made for them, they're gonna say, hey, you know something, man? If it wasn't for my dad, man, going out there struggling and working and doing, you know, when he didn't probably want to go, but he provided and did this, you know, I'm gonna bless him, man. I'm gonna look out for him, you know. I'm gonna make sure he's good, you know.
Would never even think twice.
But men who are reckless, they don't think that way. All they think about, they're very self-centered. Women are who don't think that way are self-centered. And I'm telling you, man, this society we live in, I never seen in all the years that I've lived that I never seen such a set of people so selfish. And I'm talking about black people. And we never really been that way. We always were like looking out for Joe, taking care, you know. But everybody's out for themselves, you know. Oh, I don't want to raise my kids, you know. I heard, you know, like I heard a woman, she literally dropped her kids off. It was on the internet. She dropped her kids off to the mother's house and said, because she got a boyfriend, because the boyfriend said he don't want to deal with her kids. And because she's talking about, I gotta live, you know, it's about me, I don't want to lose this man. And you got little kids here that you had, and you're trying to push them off on the grandmother, and the grandmother said, no, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. These are your kids. This is your responsibility, you know? And that's what I used to tell my kids. I said, listen, I'm a grandfather. I'm not here to raise your kids. Now, as they get older and everything like that, you do all I can, but you had those kids, not me. Nobody, I could, like I told my kids, I said, I couldn't just drop you off to my mother's house anytime. I had to ask my mother. Then if I wanted to go outside, my mother's like, what time you coming back? Because, you know, you got to take these kids. That's what my mother used to say, man. You know? Because they were, and I understood, they were my responsibility. I made them, right? So they're my responsibility. Rightfully so, you know? So, hey, listen, man. But you live in a generation now.
Where do you feel like the selfishness is coming from?
Selfishness is because people are entitled. People don't earn anything. Everybody thinks, a lot of people think that it should just be given to them. You know, they feel entitled. I'm supposed to have it. I shouldn't have to work for it. I shouldn't have to sacrifice anything. It should just come because I feel like it's me and this is what and that selfish entitlement has destroyed our society. Especially in the black neighborhood.
Why though? Like, is it
why?
Is it social media?
It's
like,
social,
what is it?
We have a lot of things. We have social media. We have a generation of babies having babies. People having children that don't want to take responsibility for their children. It's just, you know, people don't want to work, don't want to get jobs and go to school and do the things they need to do to be successful and to make their lives. And they having children before their time. They're not ready to have children. If you're not ready to have children, you should not have children.
I'm gonna put it back on y'all generation a little bit because
y'all always here it goes. Here it goes. Go ahead.
Part of me is I gotta blame somebody.
Go ahead.
Look, y'all are our parents.
Right.
If y'all told us, okay, aim for the moon, anything is possible.
Yes.
If y'all told us, oh, you're so talented. You can do anything.
Yes.
And not really tell us the backstory or the principles that it takes to get shit done.
Right. Okay.
You sending out these young adults into the world with delusion in their mind. These motherfuckers think that anything could just happen for them. They're crazy. They think that they could just magically just meet a nigga and it'll just work the fuck out. They really believe that because you've told them they got participation trophies. If you went to school every day, you got an award.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Like, we don't know what your grades look like, but you was here.
Right.
Here's an award.
Right.
That comes from y'all generation. Y'all wanted to make life so sweet. It might be, you're a baby boomer, so it might not be you, but it might be Gen X. It's somebody fucking fault.
Yeah. I mean, you know, in my generation, we did a lot of crazy
Y'all didn't come up like us.
No.
Y'all didn't come up like us.
Right.
But y'all wanted to make the path sweet for us.
Right.
In which fucked up our psychology.
Right. Because when a lot of people messed up in my generation,
by being too damn selfish.
Okay, being selfish, but you got to understand. Like now, I'm gonna go back to my parents' generation, right? A lot of things that their parents didn't tell them. They kept a lot of secrets. They kept a lot of things. They didn't tell them, well, you need to do this. You shouldn't do this. Oh, I did this. Don't do this and this and that. So then they passed that down to my generation. And we grew up with certain things where our parents didn't tell us certain things and we didn't know. So, you know, I think every generation is responsible for that kind of behavior. And what happened was, it is eventually, when you don't correct the situation, it's only going to get worse and it's going to pass down and then it's going to affect that next generation. So I think just like, you know, my daughter would say to me, she said, yeah, but your generation did this, your generation. I said, yeah, we did do a lot of stuff, you know, but you have to accept accountability and responsibility for yourself too. True. Okay, if I know you know that I did this, if I went out there and had 3 or 4 kids, you know, out of wedlock and was not being responsible, and you're my son, that doesn't give you the excuse to do the same thing I did. You have to do something different. You have to say, no, my dad, I see how my dad was. I'm not going to be reckless like this. All right? So at some point, somebody has to take accountability for their own actions. You know, we can't keep saying, well, your generation messed up and, you know, this is the reason why we're here. No, we have to take accountability for our action at some point. And that's what I see that's going on in this society. People, men and women, do not want to accept accountability for the things that they do. They want to make excuses. Oh, I have psychological problems. I've been in therapy. I'm this and that. Blah, blah, blah. Instead of just saying, you know something? I messed up and I need to accept what I did. For sure. And take responsibility. For sure. And until you take responsibility, you're going to always play the blame game. Mm-hmm. You're going to blame this one, you're going to blame that one. But you need to look in the mirror. Because when you look in the mirror, the only reflection you're going to see is yours.
Yeah. So, man, well said, OG. Well said. This has been a beautiful deliberation. Yeah. We appreciate y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Bridging the Gap.
Hey, listen, y'all keep subscribing. Send the comments. We're looking for that. Please. We want to know what we're doing. Are we helping you?
Hit the like button. Share, subscribe to the channel. Yes. We're doing amazing. We love y'all. We rock with y'all. And we won't let y'all down. Yeah. We'll be back on the next one. Peace.